How's it going, Revision Squad? It's me, Liam, aka Dr. Knight, aka DystopiaJunkie. It is about 8 o'clock on Sunday the 12th of May 2024, which means that for many of you it is the night before your first GCSE English Literature exam. A fact that I am very, very aware of, given that the engagement on my channel over the last 48 hours has been absolutely ridiculous, to be brutally honest. Now, I wanted to make a quick video for you all tonight. First, to say thank you so much for all of the positive engagement. There's been so many lovely comments and discussions in the chat, which has been really lovely to see. Secondly, I wanted to apologise for not being able to reply to all of your comments and questions. It's been quite overwhelming, to be honest, and yeah, I've got some deadlines myself to be working on at the moment, so really sorry, kind of have to prioritise a little bit personally. Also a more I don't know, profound, serious, extra apology. I know a load of you have been asking me about making predictions for this year's exams. I'm not going to do some right now, that'd be really cruel to do that the night before. I actually tried to make a video about predictions maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, which it didn't work out in the end, but in short, I don't make predictions about exams. I think it's not very moral of me, or not very ethical, or just not very helpful. I wouldn't want to mislead you guys, get something wrong, yeah, make you revise the wrong thing, given any sort of influence I might have. Yeah, so I don't want to make any predictions. If I was able to predict things, I'd predict the lottery results and I'd be a multi-millionaire, I guess. Anyway, the third reason why I wanted to make this video was just to wish you all the absolute best of luck for your exam, both tomorrow morning or this morning, depending on when you're watching this video and when I get around to uploading it, but also for the rest of your English exams, whether that's English Lit or English Language, and also the rest of your GCSEs and other examinations you might be doing this summer. I appreciate you've probably been working really, really hard lately, and that you are probably quite stressed or burned out or anxious or just a bit done, just a bit over it, just a bit can this be over finally? I get it, we've all been there. I want you to trust yourself. That's sort of a key message I want to impart in this short video. If you are watching this video, if you are subscribed to my channel, odds are you are someone who is conscientious, diligent, a hard worker, someone who ultimately wants to do well in your exams, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's getting your pass or getting your 9 or anywhere in between. If you're subscribed to my channel and have been engaging with my content regularly and consistently, or even just in the build-up to your exams, you're someone who I think, hope, trust will do well. I believe that hard work pays off. If you're putting in the hours to absorb my content and any other, edutubers' content, you're someone who wants to do well and someone who I have faith in. You know this stuff better than you think you do. You know your set texts better than you know. You know how to answer the questions, how to structure a response better than you know you do. The amount of students over the last few years I have taught or tutored where, I've talked them through various aspects of English Lit or English Language, and really the biggest thing I've done is just to unlock the learning that they already have. The thing that I've done really is just to help them become conscious of what they already know, that maybe they didn't know that they knew. I said know and knew quite a lot there. Again, maybe with this channel, I've just talked about texts that you're already studying and already familiar with. I'm not teaching you necessarily about anything brand new. I just might be sort of engaging with ideas related to those that you may not have been exposed to, or ideas related to those that maybe you'd heard about a little bit, but like in class, but you didn't have the full time to really dig deep into. Or maybe I've just articulated some ideas in a different way, a way that maybe sort of triggered that understanding in your brain, or made something a bit more conscious for you. I don't know. Maybe even just the way that I talk about literature. Maybe that's just been interesting, or is sort of helped you to see how you could articulate different ideas that you've already got but just needed sort of up leveling a little bit. I digress. What I'm really trying to say here is this stuff better than you think you do, and I hope that when you get to the paper tomorrow and the one next week and so on, you'll sit down and you will feel confident, or at the very least assured, that you will have something to say. You will have something to say about these texts, because you've been studying them in school for the last 2 years or longer. Like, you do know them. You've not just been completely checked out for the last 2 years. I'm sure. Again, if you're watching videos on my channel, you're probably quite conscientious as a learner. I wanted to also, I've got some notes here, but remember that there are some rights and wrongs when it comes to English Lit. If you told me that An Inspector Calls was about Mars, okay, you're wrong. But the beauty of English literature is that so much of like your assessment is based on argumentation and articulation and your ideas. Examiners don't want to punish you. They want you to talk them through the ideas that you have, the arguments that you're making, to hold their hand and show them the thinking that you have and every step along that sort of logical journey. So if you can back up what you're saying, if you're saying that, I don't know, Mamet's Wood is about the fragility of man, if you know that and you think that because you've got evidence from the text that backs you up there, you've got quotations and context in your back pocket. As an examiner, just talk me through how you've got to that point. Talk me through how you've got those ideas. Likewise, if you're talking about, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet, and you want to say that Juliet is, I don't know, someone who goes from a journey from being a naive little girl to an empowered young woman, if that's an idea that you have, that's an idea that you've got because you've got textual evidence. So talk about it. Walk me through your thinking. That is the beauty of English Lit. I can't tell you that you're wrong if you've backed up your ideas with textual evidence and with analysis of that evidence. Now, that's all talking about like the here and now and sort of the next maybe few days, but I want to think a bit more long term about the future, whatever that might mean. If you are feeling stressed out right now, if you are feeling worried and unsure and whatever, I want you to use the idea of this summer and your GCSE results day. I want you to use that as the motivating factor, the light at the end of the tunnel. From like my own sort of experience lately, I've just sort of been working on my PhD obviously lately, and I had my Viva about a month ago, which was lovely, but now I've got corrections to do and I'm really struggling, I won't lie, and this isn't meant to be like a vlog for me, but I'm finding it really hard, I won't lie. But I know that I've got graduation in July, provided that I submit my corrections on time. I've got graduation this July, and that for me is like the thing that's keeping me going. It's the milestone I want to reach. It's the occasion I want to get to in order to celebrate that work that I've done. Your GCSE results day could be that for you. From experience as both a student and teacher, it's just really lovely. It's so nice to have, so many people that you know and care about in the room at the same time with their little pieces of paper, being able to celebrate the work that they've done, to be able to feel relieved about, getting the grades that they wanted or needed, and to be able to reflect and recognise that the hard work overall was worth it. Now, success comes in all sort of shapes and sizes, right? You might be a student who's aiming for straight 9s across all of your GCSEs, fair play if so. You might be someone who's looking to get your pass grades in 5 GCSEs so you can move on to your next course, whether that's a level 2 course, level 3, an apprenticeship, whatever it might look like. I want you to realise though that if your exam doesn't go brilliantly, if results day doesn't go as heavenly and as, I don't know, like utopian as I'm making it sound like, bear in mind that all you really need to do at this point is to get whatever grade you need to get to the next step in your life. So whether that's college or sixth form or an apprenticeship or whatever else, you just need the grade, like the minimum grade required. So if you're someone who's pushing for a 9 and you want to do English Lit at A level and you get a 7, okay, you might feel disappointed, but also keep in mind, like, you probably need a 6 to get onto A level English Lit anyway. At that point, once you're on the next step, once you're on the next course, the previous doesn't matter a huge deal. That isn't to say, like, DOS and sort of give up or don't bother tomorrow and the rest of this summer. It's not about that, but it's about putting it into perspective and realising that your GCSEs are a stepping stone to your future. And your future at this point it's beautiful because you have so many options, you have so much potential, you're not locked into set things, your future is not predetermined, I believe. You have so many options and possibilities ahead of you. Again, I'm probably ranting and raving and going off on a little bit there, but I just want you to know that I trust that you know this stuff. Your teachers probably trust the same. Your teachers have been there with you, for the last year, 2 years, longer. They know that they have talked you through these texts. They have seen you, I don't know, develop and flourish intellectually. They've sort of seen you engage with those texts and those ideas and those topics and context and whatever. So if I trust in you and your teachers trust in you, you should trust in you too. Have that belief, because you can do it. You really can do it. This might seem like a hugely impossible task right now, but you will get through it. You will sit the exam, you will write whatever you write, and then you'll move on. You'll do whatever comes next. The next exam, the next course, the next piece of study, the next job, the next part of your life. So ultimately, you need to trust in you too. You know these texts, you know the exams, you know how to write. So do it. You've got this. Good luck.